Universal design for learning is when you plan out your lessons so that all students are able to succeed in your classroom.
It's a design that addresses all types of learners in your classroom.
Starting with very clear but flexible goals. UDL plans for the students who are at the margins of the classroom, not that middle range student.
You've already created access for all students that is equitable. The environment ensures that the students feel safe, but it also ensures that the students feel that they can succeed.
At any given moment, students can come into your classroom and they can do the work, they can show you their content mastery, and they have the choice to show you and voice their opinion on how they have gained content knowledge.
I am allowing students to have the ability to meet those same goals, but they're choosing from a menu of things they can do to achieve those goals.
And you've already done that work prior to coming into the class. Your goal is accessible for any person that comes into your classroom.
I have a goal that's flexible, and there's almost like an endless amount of opportunities for students to kind of take ownership in their projects. I feel like their creativity has been unleashed.
I think they're showing a higher level of creativity. They're showing a much higher level of interest. They can choose to do painting, sculpture, or they can come up with their own idea.
They no longer have the option of not doing anything. They choose what they want to do. They kind of take off on their own. In the end, you just have way more creative ideas.
The artwork that I'm seeing when students have choice and voice, it blows me away. It's incredible. It's so beautiful.
It's not about the end product. It's not about the pretty artwork that's hanging on the wall. It's so much more than that. It's about the process, about their artistic choices. I know people say thinking outside of the box is like something that a lot of people say our goal is, but I want you to think about how there doesn't have to be a box. I want them to just totally free their mind and think without boundaries.
Students encounter a lot of barriers. So in order to address some of those barriers, as a teacher, I can't ignore them. I can't just differentiate for the two, because there might be somebody else in the classroom that also has it. So might as well just make it good for everybody.
So I talk to them really transparently about barriers to their learning. What's getting in the way?
We may be at 40 in a classroom, but how horrible of us to say, well, those 10 don't count.
The kid's not the problem, and I think before UDL, maybe I didn't want to deal with this kid this day. Now it's just kind of turned everything upside down so that I can work with them exactly where they are and help bring them forward or help remove the barrier, because there are so many options for self-regulation. It's really amazing for social emotional learning.
I don't know when education became a one-size-fits-all, because learning is not about perfection. Learning is a failed attempt after a failed attempt after a failed attempt, and you learn what works and what doesn't. And that's why the arts is so huge in this, because a cinematographer does not set up and have a perfect shot. Everybody has to come in and come together. Learning takes time. In our educational process, it should take that time.
I've learned to let go. Letting go of control has been a big lesson for me.
I think those are the biggest reactions from UDL. Administration loves it. They're on board. They love chaotic learning. Teachers are apprehensive, yet they can see the value in it once they understand the reasoning behind it and what it is. Counselors love it because the grades are going up. And parents
seem to be really there with it. I think they're feeling the energy of the framework and how I'm trying to embrace all students.
I do know that parents like it a lot.
So it's a really exciting paradigm shift for me, and I keep learning constantly. It makes me excited about being a teacher, and I give them resources and I step out of the way.
As soon as I stepped back, it was just like magic happening. It was amazing.
The more advanced students tend to be super helpful with the students that are barely learning, and I'm really proud of just the space that we have where there's no put downs. It's just creative people together.
Using even my students to help the other students with the barriers. So the student that loves to talk and to stand up and do a bunch of things, I put them with the student that likes to just listen and watch so that learning and learning happen. It puts the challenge of learning on the students.
I actually spend so little time in front of the class explaining things, and I truly do believe in individualized teaching. I check in with students every day. I ask them if they know what they're doing, if they need any help. I feel like we've just built this really strong relationship where we respect each other.
There's always going to be students in your classroom, and there's going to be either more or less, and all of them are different. UDL addresses the differences, so I don't think it's going to go away.
Creativity is not optional.
All means all. Choice and voice.
We are SAUSD. We are UDL.
We are you.
We are us.
We are
everyone.
Everyone.